All right. Going to talk about subtracting whole numbers and decimals. Okay. First things first. Okay. When we are adding or subtracting decimals, okay, when you're adding or subtracting decimals, first things first, we have to line the numbers up vertically with the decimals aligned. Okay? We have to line the numbers up vertically with the decimals aligned. Okay? Second step is to make sure your numbers all have the same amount of digits. Okay? And then thirdly, add or subtract them. Okay, so for example, if I have 545.29 minus 82.5727. Okay. If I have that right there, basically this is 500 minus 80. Okay, 500 minus 80 is 420. Okay, just thinking back to what we learned over the last Friday. If I want to estimate here, that would be, if I estimate, that would be 500 minus 80, which is 420. Okay, so that's our estimate. That's not our answer, that's our estimate. Okay, so if I come over here and actually do what I'm supposed to, which is line these up, 545.29 minus 82.5727. Okay, that's what I mean by lining them up vertically with the decimal. Okay, so this right here is lined up. All right, now, the next step was to make sure that they both have the same amount of digits. Well, to have the same amount of digits, I have to put 2 zeros right there. Okay, now I'm just going to subtract. Okay, well, I can't take 0 minus 7, so I have to borrow from that, making that a 9, making the 9 an 8, making that a 10. So that would be 3, 7, 1. I have to borrow from there, making that a 4, making that a 12, which makes that 7. I'm going to bring down my decimal into my answer. I just bring it straight down from wherever it was. 4 minus 2 is 2. 14 minus 8 is 6. 462.7173. Okay? That's close to our estimate. Obviously, you'd have a higher end, lower end, but that would be your answer. So I'm going to rewrite it down here just to put my answer down here so I can circle it. Make sure there's no confusion. Okay? 462.7173. All right? Raise your hand if you've done this before. Everybody done this before? Okay. So you know about lining up the decimals. Okay. The rest of it's just, subtraction or adding, but the lining up the decimals is obviously the part that you've got to remember. All right. Let's look at this one. 85.36 plus 14.2 plus 5. Okay? So we got three numbers. Okay? Well, I can add three numbers together at once, okay, when I'm doing decimals or whole numbers. So that's not a problem. Okay? Obviously, when we get to subtraction here in a second, you can't do it. You cannot do it with subtraction. You have to take two numbers at one time and do it that way. Okay, so I want to do this. I want to list these numbers vertically. So 85.36, 14.2, and 5. Now, obviously, the 5 did not have a decimal. Okay, if I look right here, the 5 doesn't have a decimal. But I just put it right there. Okay, it just always goes at the end of the number. All right, now, I want to make sure they all have the same amount of digits. Whoa. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to add a 0 there, and a 0 there, and there. Okay? Now it's just adding it up. 6, 5, bring down my decimal into my answer. Okay? 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 5, 14. Carry my 1, 9, 10. So 104.56. Okay? Now, you don't have to write it off to the side. You can just circle the number there beside it. I want everybody to do number 4 on your own. Okay? Number 4 says 35.2611 minus 3.6. Okay, that's number 4. Do what? Okay, when you line those up vertically, we get 35.2611 minus 3.6. Now, obviously, you have to put zeros in here. Okay, but when you're taking the zeros here, that doesn't have any effect on it. It's just 1, 1, 6. Bar from that, make it a 4, make that a 12, make that a 6, bring down my decimal. 4 minus 3 is 1. Then you have 3. Okay? And that would be your answer. Okay? Now, I want everybody to go to the board. Okay? You guys, move, hang on. You guys move these chairs down so Celine can have this part of the board here. You're right here. You have that part of the board there. You can erase what is on the board. There's your Kleenex to erase it with. No, hang on. Give me one of them. There's 2 of them. Yeah. All right. I want you to do problem number 5. Problem number 5 on the board. $53.86 plus 7.4763. It's on the screen. All right. If we line them up vertically, we get the 53.86 plus 7.4763. Okay, we have to put in zeros. Okay, and everyone got 61.3, 3363? Okay, so you got that one. Nope. All right, I want you to do number 10. Do number 10 on the board. You have 4,527,113 minus 558.9. Okay. Make sure you line up the decimal properly. When there's not a decimal, it's at the end of the number, right here. So it would look like this. It would look like 4,527,113.0, and then you would have 558.9. That's how you would have to line up the decimal. Should have gotten 4,526,554.1. Okay, 0.1. All right, everybody have a seat. All right, in your notes, I want you to look at problem number 13. In your notes, I want you to look at problem number 13. Okay, problem number 13 says 2.3, 3.4, guys. 2.3, 3.4, 4.5. What they're talking about here is patterns. The three dots mean that the pattern continues on. Okay? What they want to know is they want to know the next two numbers in the pattern. So it says 2.3, 3.4, 4.5. What would be the next number in the pattern? Xander? 5.6. That's right. Okay, what would be the next one? Brandon? 6.7. Okay? So those are your two numbers in your pattern. That would be the answer. Okay? So that's what they're looking for there. All right, go down to number 17. Okay? Number 17 says Mercury's mean distance from the sun is 0.387 AU. Pluto's is about 39.24 AU. About how much further away from the sun is Pluto than Mercury. Okay, what would I need to do here, Jesse? We would need to subtract them. Okay, so you're going to need to subtract 39.24 minus 0.387. Okay, same thing here. You have to line up the decimals, line those up, and subtract them. When you have the answer, raise your hand. Yes, 38.853 AU. Make sure you include the AU. Okay? Make sure you include the AU. Yes, Emma? Good question. I don't really know. Ask Miss Comfort today in science what AU means. I would think it means something obviously related to probably light years.